Hi crafters! The last few days I get a lot of questions about taking dies apart. It depends on how the manufacturer produced the dies, and to show you the difference, what you have to look for, I have two samples here. Here you can see the connection pieces are, sorry for, my camera has to focus because I am up so close. Here you see that the connection pieces are a little bit thicker. And excuse me for my dirty mat, but that's the mat I always craft on, so then you know. But here you see the connection pieces, those are thicker. These dies with these thicker connection pieces are very easy to take apart. I can show you by just looking, or sorry, by just flipping them very gently. You have to support the die and then you can twist them apart like this, and then they are separate. If you want, and I don't know if the camera picks this up because it's up so close, but there is a little tiny thing sticking out. Most of us have a plier like this, but it jumps around everywhere. What I use is a plier like this with a very white surface. This is a much stronger plier. I have a mini one, and what I normally do is I put it as close to the side as I possibly can, and then flip it around, and I hope I catched it because it's a very tiny piece. Yes, here it is. So you could take those tiny items off. But, and trust me, as a designer, I always ask the sellers to make connection pieces like this. But for some reason, the the factories produce them sometimes like dies like this. This is a die set that I recently designed, and as you see the connection pieces here, those are way thinner and flatter, and those are harder to take apart. What you do is you support it at one side with your thumb and your point finger. I don't know how to say it any else. And then twist it very slowly. But the downside of connection pieces like this is that they are sticking out. If you take a plier like this, so not, I think, the horrible ones, these, but these, you can cut them off. What you do is, and I hope the camera picks this up, I put it as close to the edge as I can, support my die, and then cut it off like this. So you have to have a little bit of a strength, but then you see you won't hurt your finger anymore. So put your plier against the die as close as possible, support your die set, and then cut it off, and then you will see it's not hurting your finger anymore. So what you do is support your die. I know the connection pieces are there and there, but if you support one side with your thumb and your, I believe you call this a pointing finger, at least it's in Dutch, and then twist it off like this, the other side will come apart very easily. See? So don't worry too much about it. As long as you support your die, you are able to get them apart. I've again, for the, I believe, 20th time, asked them to make the connection pieces like this, because that makes it way more easier. And most of the times you don't have to take rest material off. But of course I know about dies that are even harder to disconnect or dismantle or take apart, and I found a set that I think is good to show you. Here you see that the connection pieces are very thick, and this is easy to take apart. You only have to twist it one time and then your die will fall off. The benefit of tweezers like this, let me call it a tweezer because I don't know the English name for it, sorry, but you can grab it with your pliers and then take it off. The inner parts, yes, I totally agree, those are harder to take apart, but if you twist them and support the outer die, because of the way they connect these are way easier to take apart. The key element to take dies apart the easy way and to prevent your dies from bending, because you can see mine is not bent at all, is support your die. If you support it on this side or this side, that doesn't matter, but support your die and twist the inside. This way you won't have the problem of things bending. But my personal opinion is also having a good set of pliers. These kind of pliers, I hate them. They twist and the bottom piece or the top pieces, they do this on top of each other. So I prefer these because these are way stronger and you can get them in every DIY store, and I think it makes taking dies apart way more easier. I hope these little easy tips helped you getting your dies apart without hurting your hands. And yeah, I know about it. I asked sellers over and over and over again to make connection pieces like this, because then it makes it way more easier to cut off or flip off your rest material, and then there will be no sharp edges left. So yeah, I hope sellers and factories will remind themselves to make them connected like this instead of like this, because personally this is way more trickier to prevent your dies from bending. I wish you all a nice day. Thank you for watching, and until the next video. Bye bye.